Welcome to the session Samagra Shiksha Andhra Pradesh KGBV online class 10th class. Hi children, I am Anita, Social CRT KGBV Kurubalakota, Chittoor district. Today our lesson is Indian rivers and water resources. The rivers of India map. First one, what is the rivers? A large natural flow of water that goes across land and into the sea is called the rivers. Next, water resources. Students, now you can observe this picture. Water resources. Oceans, ponds, rivers, streams, lakes. Now, what is the meaning of water resource? Water resources are sources of water that are useful to humans. It is important because it is needed for life to exist. Many uses of water include agricultural, industrial, household, recreational, and environmental activities. Virtually all of these human uses require fresh water. Now, our Indian physiographic units are three types. First one is Himalayas, Peninsular Plateau, and Indo-Gangetic Plain. Students, you can observe it. India's river system, two types. The Himalayan river system, the Peninsular river system. Himalayan river system divided into three types. Ganges river system, Indus river system, Brahmaputra river system. Children, you can observe the pictures. Indus Valley, the Indus River, the Ganges River. These pictures are Himalayan rivers. Himalayan rivers are also called as perennial rivers. Himalayan rivers are flowing the water entire throughout the year. It is called perennial rivers. Himalayan river system divided into three types. Indus river system, the Ganga river system, the Brahmaputra river system. Now first one, the Indus river system. The Indus originate from Manas Sarovar, the Kailash ranges founded in Manas Sarovar. It has 5 tributaries: Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Sutlej, Beas. Indus river system. 10 interesting facts about the Indus river. Indus is the longest river in Pakistan. Its most important tributary is the Panchand. Its basin covers a massive area of more than 1,000,000 square kilometers. India is named after the river Indus. One of the greatest ancient civilizations flourished along Indus. The Ganga system. The Ganga has twin sources. The main one is the Gangotri Glacier, where it is called the Bhagirathi. The other is the Satopant Glacier, northwest of Badrinath, where it is called the Alaknanda. The two join at Devaprayag to form the Ganga that emerges from the hills of Haridwar. The Ganga is joined by a large number of tributaries. A majority of them originate in the Himalayan ranges, but some of them have their sources in the peninsular plateau. The total length of the river is 541 kilometers and its catchment area is 25,820 square kilometers. Still, more important tributaries of the Ganga originates in the Himalayas and join it on its left bank. The next third one is Brahmaputra system. The Brahmaputra, known as the Sangpo in Tibet, rises from the snout of the Chamaying Dung glacier of the Kailas range near Manas Sarovar. It flows eastwards through southern Tibet. It enters in a great loops southwest through Arunachal Pradesh in India, first as the Siang and then as the Dihang. Emerging into the Assam Valley, it is joined by two tributaries, the Dibang and Lohit. From here, the river is known as the Brahmaputra. The Brahmaputra is one of the major rivers in Asia, running 2,390 miles in length. It is a transboundary river flowing within the boundaries of China, India and Bangladesh. The river is considered to be one of the longest and the ninth largest river in the world in terms of the water volume discharged. Students, what is the length of the Brahmaputra river? As 2,390 miles. Second one is the peninsular rivers. The peninsular rivers are flowing in the southern part of India. The Western Ghats are the water divided between the major peninsular rivers, discharging their water in the Bay of Bengal and as small rivers joining the Arabian Sea. Most of the major peninsular rivers except Narmada and Tapati flow from west to east. Peninsular rivers are Narmada, Tapati, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri and Mahanadi. The Godavari is the largest peninsular river system. The source of this rivers is in the Trayambak Plateau near Nasik in Maharashtra and discharges its water into the Bay of Bengal. Godavari River. The Godavari, also known as Dakshin Ganga, is the second largest river in India after the river Ganges. It starts in Maharashtra and flows for 1.456 kilometers into the Bay of Bengal via the states Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Major tributaries of Godavari are Indiravati, Manjira River, Bindusara River and Sabari River. Students, what is the another name of the Godavari River? Yes, Dakshina Ganga. Now, water use. Water is a resource that becomes available to us as an annual flow. That is, we try to estimate how much we would be able to use during the year. In order to do this, we need to recall the water cycle and estimate the inflows and outflows during the year. Children, you can observe it, the hydrological cycle or water cycle: precipitation, evaporation, condensation, evapotranspiration. The main stages of the water cycle are hydrological cycle. First one, water evaporating from the seas, rivers and other water surfaces. Second one, formation of clouds in the sky. Third one, condensation. Fourth one, precipitation. Fifth one, joining the seas again. Next, evaporation. Changing of water into vapor is known as evaporation. The process in which water vapor changes into water is called condensation. Clouds are tiny droplets of water hanging in the air above. Precipitation. Different forms of condensation of water vapor is known as precipitation. This may take place in the form of dew, fog, rain, snow and hail, etc. Inflows. For any area, inflow equal to precipitation plus surface flow plus groundwater flow. Surface flow includes rivers, streams, canals and other flows on the surface. Groundwater flow is difficult to estimate, but it can be done. Precipitation includes snow, dew, hail, etc. To estimate the precipitation of an area, who take an average over many years, since precipitation varies from year to year. Next, surface and groundwater flows. Outflows. Evaporation, the turning of water into vapor, takes place all the time in water bodies. Living things also give off water into the atmosphere through their breathing process. This is called transpiration. Do you understand, students? What is the transpiration? Yes, the evaporation, the turning of water into vapor. Turning of water into vapor takes place all the time in water bodies. Living things also give off water into the atmosphere through their breathing process. This is called transpiration. The total amount of water added to the atmosphere from both evaporation and transpiration is called evapotranspiration. Children, now you can understand the evaporation, evapotranspiration. Some amount of water would flow out of the surface through streams. During monsoon months, this surface flow would increase substantially. A portion of the rainfall percolates into the soil and travels to the underground strata and recharges the aquifers. Some of the underground water becomes part of flow that eventually appear in streams or rivers. Children, you can observe the human beings what purpose using the water. Agriculture purpose, drinking purpose, industrial purpose, etc. Next you can observe the pie chart. Agriculture purpose, domestic purpose, industrial, power, mining, others. We are using the water. Next, water use in the Tungabhadra river basin. Tungabhadra, shared by the three southern states Karnataka, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, is a tributary of the larger river system Krishna. Interstate disputes between between Karnataka and combined Andhra Pradesh arise due to the transboundary nature of the river. It originates in the Western Ghats with a catchment area of 71,417 km square, of which 57,671 km square are in Karnataka. How many states shared by the Tungabhadra river water? 3 states. What are they? Karnataka, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Children, you can observe with the map of India. Tungabhadra river water shared states Telangana, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. The Tungabhadra basin has two parts. First one, the upper and middle catchment in Karnataka, and second one, the lower portion of the catchment in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Encroachment of public lands for cultivation results in more land being brought under cultivation at the expense of tree cover. Rampant felling of trees and mining activity result in forest degradation. Children, how many parts of the Tungabhadra basin? 2 parts. What are they? The upper and middle catchment in Karnataka. Second one, the lower portion of the catchment in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Children, you observe the pictures. Tungabhadra river map. Next, flowing the water of the Tungabhadra river. "50 years ago, the capacity of the Tungabhadra reservoir was 3,766 million cubic meters. Now, with accumulation of silt due to mining, dust, soil erosion and debris, the reservoir has lost its storage capacity by as much as 849 million cubic meters of water. The mining of iron ore at Kudremukh and manganese in Sandur has seriously affected the stability of the catchments in the form of soil erosion and siltation of several small reservoirs, traditional tanks and Tungabhadra reservoir. 80% of the population depends on agriculture for their livelihoods. How many percent of the population depends upon the agriculture? 80% of the population depends upon the agriculture. Irrigation is provided through canal systems, while in rain-fed regions, farmers extract groundwater through borewells. The major crops grown include paddy, jowar, sugarcane, cotton and finger millet. Although the area is ideal for semi-arid crops, the major crops grown demand a lot of water, paddy and sugarcane. These crops takes lot of water. Children, you can observe the reservoir of the Tungabhadra. manganese. Crops are jowar, finger millet, sugarcane, etc. You can observe the pictures: bore wells, water wells, and soil erosion. There are 27 functioning large units and 2543 small units in this river basin. Industries were permitted to discharge effluents into the river, but following public protests in 1984 regarding discharge of molasses that killed fish on a large scale. Next, rational and equitable use of water. An example: Hiware Bazar was selected under the Adarsh Gram Yojana of Maharashtra government for watershed and all-round development of the village. Hiware Bazar is located in Ahmednagar district in Maharashtra. It is situated on the eastern side of the Sahyadri mountain ranges that run north to south and separate Konkan, the coastal region, from the rest of Maharashtra. Ahmednagar district is drought prone with an average annual rainfall of about 400 millimeters. When Adarsh Gram Yojana was launched in Maharashtra, there were also some preconditions set for selection of villages. Most important were the 4 bandis made famous by the Ralegan Siddhi experience. The 4 bandis were Kurhat Bandi, Chorai Bandi, Nash Bandi. And let's watch the water miracle in Hiware Bazar. So students, do you understand the water miracle? What you have observed as Hiware Bazar? How to change drought prone village to developed village. So now you have know the water importance. Save the water, save life. Save every drop. Our world depends on it. It shows the picture, the all-round development of the Hiware Bazar village. The Panchayat of Hiware Bazar and water facilities, road facilities, these are the all development of the village. The power of village Panchayat, Gram Sabha, success path of Hiware Bazar, cooperative agriculture societies, women's empowerment. Women empowerment means women self-help groups, political leadership, dairy development, social forum, government agencies, soil and water conservation. The area irrigated for summer crops has increased from 7 to 72 hectares. In a year of normal rainfall, there is enough water in the wells to irrigate not only the Kharif bajra but also the rabi, jowar and some summer vegetable crops. Concerted efforts have been made to promote Hiware Bazar's dairy industry as a means to improve the livelihood of all. Students, what you can observe in this picture as jowar and bajra, kharif and rabi crops. Loans have been given to many small farmers. As a result, the number of milk animals in the village has increased. Milk production in the village has also witnessed a more than 20-fold increase from 140 to 3000 liters per day. Water should be thought of as a collective pool resource that is meant for all people. Similar to roads, rivers and parks, underground water is also a public property. It belongs to all. It shows the milk animals picture. Buffaloes, cows, the dairy cow breeds. Drinking water is the first priority as well as a human right, and that Panchayati Raj institutions must have control over the use of groundwater. A dispute arose over water use between the Perumatti Grama Panchayat in Kerala and the Coca-Cola company. The Panchayat decided not to renew the license for extraction of water because of the lowering of the water table in neighboring areas. There was also decreasing water quality to the extent that the local government primary health center had concluded that the water was not fit for drinking. The issue was brought to the court and is now pending in the Supreme Court as on January 2014. The two decisions given by judges in Kerala gave to opposing views of groundwater regulation. The first judge found that groundwater is a public resource meant for all and that the state has a duty to protect it against excessive exploitation. Additionally, the judge made the link that drinking water is a priority. Next, the conclusion. In the first section, we looked at the rivers systems and the diverse physiographic conditions that we find in India. Water use for any region, whether small watershed or river basin, has to take into account all the inflows and outflows. With his background, we understand the inefficient and unfair ways through which water is currently used. We looked at the effect of the people of Hiware Bazar village and hope that people all over would be inspired towards creative action in their situation. Water resources require both collective action at the local level and appropriate laws and policies at the state and national level. It shows the Hiware Bazaar development of the water facilities for providing the water cultivation and drinking purpose. They are all developed the watersheds and canals also. Next, keywords of Indian rivers and water resources. First one, flow resources. A flow resources does not remain in one location and moves because of natural actions on the physical environment. It must be used when and where it occurs. For example, running water. Groundwater. Water beneath the earth's surface is called groundwater, which is get stored often between started soil and rock that supplies water to wells and springs. Next, drainage. The process by which water waste is drained from an area. Next, water sharing law. Laws pertaining to sharing of river waters. Next, aquifer. A layer of rock or soil that can absorb and hold water. Watershed. A line of highland where streams on one side flow into one river and streams on other side flow into another river. A line of highland where streams on one side flow into one river and streams on other side flow into another river. It is the watershed. Next, catchment area. Area around a river. Drought. Scarcity of rainfall leading to dryness of land. Percolation. To move gradually through a surface that has very small holes.